Hey Frank, so I read your report and it seems like we are on the same pace, 17.4% availability from the last month. Are we reaching a level of plateauing?
Yes, you're right. Thanks for reading the report. Great beach read. So it was about 17.4% availability rate. That was stable month over month, flat absorption. There was a bit of an increase in leasing activity, but really the flat absorption was because we had some significant blocks of space that came off the market. We still had large blocks that were added to the supply during the month. This was in Midtown, such as at 425 Lexington Avenue, downtown sublet blocks at 4 World Trade Center, you know quite well. So yeah, it was flat absorption, but there were a couple of significant cases that helped keep the supply in check. But just in the first few days of June, we still see north of about 500,000 square feet of space that's entering our pipeline at buildings like One New York Plaza, 555 Broadway, 225, 233 Park South. So the supply keeps coming.
What about the window outside our 12 months?
Yes. So even outside the 12-month window, there's several million square feet of future vacant blocks that will be entering the pipeline. And then you also have the millions of square feet of new construction. And then the $64,000 question, the roughly 15 to 20 million square feet of space that rolls in the market each year, and how much of that space or how many of those tenants will be giving up their space.
Well, we spend a lot of time talking about supply since there is so much supply coming to market, but what about the demand side? I mean, there still is activity even though it isn't at the levels that it used to be.
Yes, absolutely. There was about 1.7 million square feet of leasing activity. This was an uptick from the previous month. Midtown and downtown had a notable increase in demand, but as is always the case, one or two deals can move the needle. Downtown, nearly half of the leasing activity was driven by Scotiabank with their renewal down at Brookfield Place. You had large deals in Midtown, like Paul Hastings renewing and expanding at 200 Park Avenue. So, yes, you know, it was a positive sign of demand increasing, but it was still below 2022 and 2021 levels.
And there still continues to be financial distress in the real estate finance world.
I've read that.
You would imagine that there would be a significant impact to rent, but it seems that that's not happening.
Correct. I mean, you do see pockets of lower repricing, and asking rents are down in some areas of the market. Like downtown, rents have come down about 10% since March 2020, but this is still a fraction of the decrease that we saw in the aftermath of the '01 recession and the Great Recession. In many areas of the market, particularly Midtown, those rents by late 2019 were still below the 2008 levels. So there isn't as much runway for those rents to decrease, but TI and free rent continues to increase month over month, year over year.
Well, thank you. We'll see what next month has in store.